Alright guys, I'm going to make Nomato sauce, which is a substitution for tomato sauce that I make probably once every 3 to 4 months and stock up, put it in the freezer. It's a labor-intensive process, so I don't like to do it all the time. So I try to make enough batch to last us a while and freeze it up. So I'll show you my process of doing that. I do it outside because there's a lot of potent spices and lots of simmering that it can take a while for those spices to kind of that scent to leave your house. So I now do it outside. So you'll see I've got a little electric pot, a little cooktop, and then I'm using a Martha Stewart nice cast iron Dutch oven. And then I've got all kinds of ingredients that I've pre-prepped and put out here: rice wine vinegar, olive oil, beets, onion, carrots, celery, a mix of spices, some honey, some water, fresh basil, garlic, and butternut squash. So I'll get started here. Okay, so up first what I'm going to do is turn this on to about medium heat. I am going to then put some olive oil in here and let it come up to heat. Okay, so what I did to make sure my oil was up to heat is I threw a piece of that butternut squash in there, and you'll see it sizzling. So at this point it's good to start tossing in some ingredients. So to start with, it will be garlic, butternut squash, carrots, onions, and celery, stir this up. Let it simmer for a little bit until some of the veggies start to get a little translucent. So I'm probably going to put my lid on this too, or just a little bit. So after you get these initial veggies in, you can also prevent the veggies from sticking or any of them from scorching if you add, like a 1/4 cup of water. Just stir it around every once in a while. What we're looking for is for the onions essentially to become translucent. Okay, so hopefully you can hear it sizzling. It's been sizzling and I've been stirring every so often. The onions are starting to break down, so in a few minutes I will add the other ingredients. So it's looking good. Alright, so now I'm going to add my spices and my salt to this mixture here. I'll include the recipe below. Some fresh basil. You can use dry basil as well. This here, I've got some beets. And I'll explain the beets here in a minute. And then I've got about 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar that I'm going to pour in here. What we do is we will stir this and let that rice wine vinegar kind of evaporate a little bit before we move on to the next step. So while we wait for the rice wine vinegar to begin to evaporate a little bit, I want to explain the beets. People either love beets or they hate beets. I am in the latter. I hate beets. So does my husband. So I don't want this recipe to scare you off because it includes beets. Initially it did scare me off, but I tried it anyways and it was great. To me, beets taste a little bit like dirt. I don't really care for them, but all they do in this recipe is add that red color. So this is a substitution for tomato sauce, and my husband is allergic to tomatoes. So we were missing out on a lot of our favorite recipes by not having tomato sauce. So by finding this substitution, we were able to have spaghetti again. We make chili with it. We use it as a marinara for dipping breadsticks into. We can use this for pretty much any kind of recipe that would need or require tomato sauce. So we are back eating all of our favorite recipes. Heading into the fall right now, so chili is a big thing. So we use this as our tomato base for our chili, and honestly cannot tell the difference between tomato sauce and this Nomato substitution sauce. So it's really great. So don't let the beets scare you off. You will see how the beets add the color and make it really look like tomato sauce, which makes kind of everybody feel good. I can't imagine eating an orange tomato sauce. It would just not feel right. So okay, next up, to finish off the ingredients, I will be adding 4 cups of water. And I will also be adding honey to this. It's just 2 teaspoons, so it's not much, but enough to give it a little bit of the sweetness that you normally get with tomato sauce. So once I add in 2 teaspoons of that and stir it up, I'm going to put it on high heat and let it come to a boil, and then I will cover, let it simmer. Okay, so I've stirred it a couple times. It was boiling, now it's down to kind of a slow simmer. What I will do is check the veggies until they're all tender. So I'm going to put the cover on it, and every once in a while we'll give it a good stir and check with a fork to see the tenderness of the veggies, especially the carrots and the beets, which will be the last to break down. And it's going to take a little while, so I'm just going to settle into a podcast and hang out here while it cooks. Alright, we're going to check and see how things are coming along here. Ooh, it is boiling. You can see the steam coming off. So that is good. Going to check the tenderness with a fork just to see. Yep, that's fork tender. That's the butternut squash. Here's a carrot. Let's see how that carrot is. It's not as tender as I'd like it to be. Everything else is falling apart. And that's okay if it gets mushy, because eventually we're gonna blend it all up into the sauce. So I think things are looking pretty good. Just go a little bit longer for those carrots. Should be good. Okay, this has been simmering now for over an hour, so we are at tenderized veggies. So I am going to now shut down. I'm going to have this vented, and then I'm going to shut this guy off. So I'm going to let this just settle and cool enough to where I can bring it in the house and we can blend it up. Okay, so I've brought my stew in. It's been cooling for about an hour. It's still warm, but it's not sizzling hot. You don't want to put it in the blender when it's that hot. So I got my blender out, which I will churn this up and puree it till it's smooth. Then I dump it into this large bowl so that I can make sure all liquid and everything is all mixed together, and the sauce is consistent. And then I've lined up these little trays of, basically it's a one cup serving, And then I've got the little lids. So then I put these in the freezer, and then anytime you want it, you can just pull 1 cup of it out. So I'm gonna go through that process right now. And doing the puree. You can see it steam up. It's still warm. Again, it's not too bad. It'll continue to cool once I blend it. Okay, that's probably gonna be good enough. Okay. Okay, here it is, final product. It looks like spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce. So I will start to put those into these little Tupperware containers. Then I will put them in the freezer, let them freeze up and stack them up, and they'll be ready for use.